31 movies in 30 days. A feat yet to be accomplished by a YouTuber. Okay, I don't think it was that hard, but no one else has made a video on it, so I said, why not me? So get your popcorn and overpriced beverage ready, because I'm about to take you to the theater. Honestly, I thought that that sounded better in my head, but yeah, it doesn't sound that good when I actually say it. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Picante J, and yes, I did watch 31 movies in 30 days, and if you did not know, I was a student at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and I got a bachelor's degree in film and communication studies, and here are some of my graduation photos. Yeah, I did not have a graduation this spring because of the I didn't have a physical graduation, but I still technically graduated. As a film major at school, I watched a lot of movies, okay? I love watching movies. I'm not a big fan of analyzing them. That's one thing that I realized probably the first or second year while I was in school, but I had to, you had to write certain essays and papers. I really wanted to do this challenge because I do really like movies, and I can give brief descriptions of different movies and, recommend them to people. I can't give out like full-length reviews, alright? That's not something I really like, but I feel like I can watch a movie, I can determine whether it's pretty good or not, and recommend it to people or suggest it to someone who likes a certain movie in a certain genre. So that is pretty much the reason why I wanted to do this challenge. Also because there was a lot of movies that I have not seen that I really wanted to see, so I was like, you know what, let's make a calendar and let's put all these movies on the calendar and let's watch them. Yeah, I'm gonna stop wasting time. We're gonna review these movies. Basically how this video is gonna go is I'm just gonna give you a 10 to 20 second review on a movie and give it a rating, okay? And that's basically it. And maybe I can influence you to actually watch some of these films. No kidding, the first 15 minutes of this film are better than the entirety of Suicide Squad. Margot Robbie's performance? Great. Her accent? Yeah. Bright colors, great fight scenes, and extravagant sets almost made me forget about Jared Leto. Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. 7.5 out of 10.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
25 years after the original, and Martin Lawrence basically turns into an old woman. Oh wait, he's done that before. A twist no one could see coming. Action-packed, great fight scenes, but felt pretty long to me. Witches be crazy. Bad Boys for Life, 7.5 out of 10. Watched it while drunk and was patiently waiting to see where the plot was going. No sympathy for the main characters who basically drugged men and stole from them. I loved the Lizzo and Cardi B cameos though. Forgettable and borderline regrettable. Hustlers, 4 out of 10. Now I know I should not be talking about it. Yo, this movie is so dirty I had to take a 30-minute shower after watching. Yo, and it also slowly starts to become a mindfuck. I recommend you watching this movie like yesterday. Fight Club, 8.5 out of 10. Long takes and fades make this movie feel like a play. And ironically, Adam Driver plays a playwright in this film. ScarJo and Kylo killed it. The supporting actors did great in supplementing the tension between Charlie and Nicole. No real replay value though. Marriage Story, 7.5 out of 10. A dystopian Rapunzel turns into a low-budget X-Men film real quick. I'm talking Logan X-Men movie. So honestly, this little girl gets real annoying as this movie goes on. 20 minutes too long. Freaks, 6.5 out of 10. Brad Pitt kills his role, but Christoph Waltz steals the show as the snarky detective. A little slow and talky for the first half, but that chapter 5 though. The climax is amazing and the ending is poetic. I did not see that coming. Okay, don't laugh, alright, fuck it. Inglourious Bastards, 8 out of 10.
Jordan, no. First.
If seeing women objectified makes you sick, don't watch this movie. Margot Robbie's accent sucks. Again, tons of chaotic energy, but it's really long. Don't watch this with your kids. Wolf of Wall Street, 8.5 out of 10. Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but this gotta be like the 3rd or 4th sled dog movie by Disney. The score is wonderful. There was a 40 million budget and I feel like 20 million went to the myriad of crane and drone shots. Balto still remains my favorite sled dog movie, but this one is still pretty good. A great feel-good story, and if you love dogs, then well, you're gonna love this. Togo, 7 out of 10.
I'll be back.
So soon we should have time travel and cyborgs based on what the movie says. I really find it hard to understand why people in the 80s thought that we'd be so advanced. Arnold should have died like 8 times in this film, and it gets annoying. But after the 5th time, I just found myself anticipating him respawning and actually rooting for it. Terminator, 7 out of 10. Second ScarJo movie this month. Also the second Nazi movie this month. So technically, this is a Disney film. It's because it's made by Fox. I never found myself bursting out in laughter while watching this film, but I did enjoy the subtleties. It's so cute, yet kind of fucked up at the same time. Jojo Rabbit, 8 out of 10. Mel Gibson might be cancelled for his anti-Semitic ways, but this movie slaps. I'm a whore for a great score, and this soundtrack is amazing. For a 3-hour movie, it really didn't feel that long. Great battle scenes throughout this film. Braveheart, 8.5 out of 10. A movie with actors acting like themselves. Wait, hold up, how did I not know Rihanna was in this movie? I honestly wish I was high while watching this. This movie might have the record for the most celebrity cameos. Honestly, this would be a great movie to watch while influenced with your friends. This is the end, 7 out of 10.
I see dead people.
Alright, if you can look past the blaring plot holes, then you might find this film actually enjoyable. Actually, some of y'all might find this movie boring. But not to spoil anything, something happens that is completely out of left field. Sixth Sense, 7 out of 10. The makeup, the wardrobe department, and cinematographer outdid themselves on this. The cinematography in this film is unmatched. Shout out to Mexico for making this possible. It's because the cinematographer and director are both from Mexico. Hold up. Man really slept inside of a horse though. The Revenant, 8 out of 10. Well, he came back. Yo, honestly, this movie is really graphic. This one actually brings some heart with Lil John Connor bonding with Arnold. There's actually a good amount of black people in this movie. A sequel that I find better than the original. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, 8.5 out of 10. Men are trash. This movie is kind of like Tangled. Like, the mother isn't 100% evil and her revenge is kind of justified. Yes, this movie confirms that Aurora is the lousiest of the Disney princesses. Okay, this doesn't have any blaring issues, but it's not really that great either. Maleficent, 6.75 out of 10. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back on that one. Maleficent, 7.25 out of 10. The artistic approach in this film, from the score to the shot composition and sound effects, is amazing and captivating. Shows how many people will use drugs to cope with their problems while also trying to reach their goals. Unfortunately, oftentimes this practice will hurt them. Now, I saw this movie on a list of hardest movies to watch, and it made me really uncomfortable. But it's still worth the viewing if you can stomach the graphic depictions of sex work, drug abuse, and eating disorders. Definitely an inductee in my personal Hall of Fame films. Requiem for a Dream, 9.6 out of 10. Third movie with Margot Robbie this month, still looking gorgeous as ever. Too much feet in this movie, but I shouldn't have expected more from Tarantino. I really wanted to stop watching this movie. It felt incredibly boring. Honestly, this is a Tarantino film you can skip. The last 20 minutes were exciting, but you had to wait 2 hours for it. I'm sorry, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 5 out of 10. In the first 5 minutes of this movie, I realized that this was a remake of Seven Samurai. Well, actually, it's a remake of the 1960 Magnificent Seven, which is a adaptation of Seven Samurai. I never really felt attached to any of the characters. Great fighting scenes, and I would have enjoyed the pacing a lot more, but since I watched Seven Samurai, which was 3 hours, and this movie was 2 hours, it felt like I was missing a lot of exposition in this film. Seven Samurai is easily the superior film, but this one is still pretty good. Magnificent Seven, 7 out of 10. Was not expecting to see Tyler Perry. This honestly reminds me of a tweet that said, "Girls do anything but leave."
She did fuck you bitch on the yacht.
This premise would be great for a Netflix or Hulu series. This movie did not have to be 2 hours and 30 minutes long though. At some point in the third act, this movie goes bananas. Gone Girl, 7.75 out of 10. Didn't realize that the infamous meme,
What's in the fucking box?
Frosted Flakes, nigga, damn.
is from this film. This film can get really grotesque at some moments. After watching 3 Fincher films, I can definitely say that Fincher loves his slow burns. Fincher also knows how to leave the audience speechless and have your jaw drop to the floor. And he didn't disappoint here with 7. 7.5 out of 10. I think it's safe to say that the Terminator definitely sees all cops as bastards. I sometimes don't like when films and TV shows mention time travel because it makes zero sense, and this film is not an exception. Seeing the evolution of the technology used in this film series is, however, a sight to see. Not a strong end to the first trilogy, but the explanation of everything actually makes sense. Terminator 3. 6.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed the world building of the Moors in this one. Wow, Aurora actually does something worthy of her Disney princess certification. The title is kinda deceiving if you watch this movie. Honestly, this is the best diversity I've ever seen in a fantasy film. Unpopular opinion? I like this one better than the first. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, 7.5 out of 10. 3 things I like off the bat: the length, Odeya Rush, and A24. If Quirky was a movie, this would be it. Just follow me here. In this movie, a Catholic school has a Western themed dance with Bone Thugs and Harmony playing in the background. The subtle, awkward humor is actually really good, but this is not my cup of tea for a film. Lady Bird, 6.75 out of 10. With Eddie Murphy as the lead, I expected more humor. It's like they forgot to add a score to the film and didn't really have much money left on the budget, so they just bought one song. And the song is basically the original sample of the Crazy Frog song. No joke, they played this song like 10 times. Beverly Hills Cop, 6.5 out of 10. The long takes are astonishing. As one character left the frame, I found myself anxious to see who the camera would follow next. Wait, does this count as a superhero film? Okay, I definitely counted 4 or 5 times that they cut in this film, and if you don't know, basically this movie looks like one long take. Birdman, 9 out of 10. Now, I like sports movies, but I don't necessarily believe that all sports movies have to solely revolve around the sport. I don't care what you say. This is a sports movie, and this is a damn good one. John Goodman provides some laugh-out-loud comedy throughout. The wackiness of the story isn't too cheesy, but the humor and jokes just slap. The Big Lebowski, 8.75 out of 10.
Mark at 8, dude.
Surprise. If Gaslighting was a movie, this would be it. Bro, what killed me in this movie was that she had multiple opportunities to record the events with her phone, but she never did. I will say though, one moment will leave you dead silent. Not quite the greatest, but still a very good thriller in my opinion. Invisible Man, 8.25 out of 10. The trailer basically ruined what would have been a great twist. So if you want to see this movie, don't watch the trailer. Okay, so at this point, the machines are so OP, I don't really comprehend how humans made it this far. Bro, they even got aquatic Terminators now. So, John Connor's dad is chronologically younger than him. You see, this is why I don't like time travel in movies. Terminator 4 or Terminator Salvation, 7.5 out of 10. So that's it. That was the 31 movies or 30 movies or 32 movies. I don't know. I kind of lost count. Honestly, The Big Lebowski, Birdman, and Requiem for a Dream are really some standout films. When I watched those, I genuinely felt very enthralled. So like I said, Requiem for a Dream, Big Lebowski, and Birdman really moved me. But some other must-see movies that you gotta watch are Fight Club, Braveheart, Terminator, and Terminator 2. Now yes, I didn't give Terminator a high rating, but the second one is so good that you have to watch the first. Alright, other than must-see movies, I still have movies that I highly recommend you watch. So for the first one, we got The Wolf of Wall Street, Inglourious Basterds, The Revenant, This Is the End, Maleficent, and Maleficent 2, Gone Girl, and The Invisible Man. And I also left off Jojo Rabbit from this graphic, and I definitely recommend you watch it. But the thing with watching these movies at home is that I just feel distracted because I can go on my phone whenever I want. Being in the theater, it's a different presence, and I kind of miss that. And with the quarantine, I don't know when we're going to get that theater experience back. At least if you live in New York, and that's where I live. And the movie theaters ain't opening anytime soon, so it looks like I'll just be watching movies at my house from here on out. If you have some recommendations for me, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments. And as always, this has been another Picante J video, so please remember to like, comment, click the notification bell, and peace. Ballin' too hard through the net, swish. I'm coming with the heat, you need protection. You'll be doomed if you enter my section. Yeah, I'm coming.